In this iteration, I am I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to cast on 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm coming between the provisional cast on holder and the needle. Now I'm going to cast on just like I did for the single strand for the full length, and I'm going to set my markers. When I get that done, I'll come back and show you what I've done. So here you are. You can see what we've done. I have also noticed that I put the provisional cast on stitches on a gourd pin, and I have beads on all my gourd pins because I like pretty, but this one actually serves a function. It keeps the stitches on the right order on the gourd pin. Can you see that? They can't slip around the end because the bead can't slip around the end. So when I open that gourd pin up and I go to put those back on the needle, they'll go back on the needle in the right order. So here's what I've done. I have done my cast on, my I-tube cast on, and I have picked up all of those stitches with my contrast thread. Do you see how nice that looks? So this is the correct side. This is the outside of the garment. This is the inside of the garment. Can you see where the contrast yarn comes along and makes the purl bump? So this is the outside. Now I am going to I'm going to come around the corner, and I am going to knit I-cord with my contrasting thread. I dropped them a number of times, so some of them are on the needle the way I like them and some aren't. So we're just knitting the leading leg, and I have to lengthen out my bobbin yarn a couple of turns. A little short on, there we go. A little short on room to work. Okay, that's the first, and this is the last. Okay, so there we are. We've got that all done. I'm going to transfer those 6 stitches from the contrast thread, contrast yarn, onto my other needle. Boy, the focal length is really wrong for me. I'm struggling. That's 4, 5, 6. We're going to need to put a marker right there so we don't have to go through that hassle every time of counting. Because we're doing one row of the main color and one row of the contrast color, we've still got 2 I-cord rows for every 2 rows of neck edge. So we're going to do, the next thing to do is the increase We're going to do the increase, the neck edge increase in our main color. We catch remember we're going across, oops, I've got to make sure I just get the orange. We're going across and we're catching both lips of the join on the I-cord, where the two, the front and the beginning and the end of the I-cord. So we're going to do our neck edge increase right there. We're going to do one more stitch, and everything is exactly the same. We're going to put our shoulder marker on. We are going to knit to the first marker, and we're going to do, now unlike the turn we do when we're working straight off the I-cord, when we have an additional row of stitching here, we're going to do the standard German short row, because it'll give us a more appealing turn. So we go back to the beginning. I'm going to do this for you one more time, and then I'm going to stop, because everything is truly just exactly the same. We're just springing off a contrast row instead of our I-cord cast on. So here we go. We're going all the way to the end with our main body color, and then we will come back and do the contrast row, and this is the same every single row. We go to the end with the main color, we go to the end with the contrast color, we create our neck edge stitch with our main color. Okay, now when I do this, I make sure that this stays to the outside edge. I'll pull the contrast color. Now we're going to move those 6 stitches over. Yep, there's our 6. Okay, so now I'm going to do the row with the contrast color. This makes a, because the way it works, do you see how far over it the contrast color pulls that? Keep an eye on that when you're doing it, and you'll see what I mean. It gives you a tighter I-cord, which is awesome for the, it's not so great for the back neck, but it is awesome for the front neck edges, which have a tendency, if you're just using straight single color I-cord, it has a tendency to be a little on the loose side, a little looser than I like. You may find it perfect. Okay, so there we've done our contrast color, and now we're going to do that neck edge. So we transfer these 6 stitches over. There's our 6 stitches and our marker, and now we're going to grab the main color. This, oops, let me make sure I'm grabbing the right one. We want this right here, the first body color lip we can reach, and we want this, the far side lip, we want those two, and that is the 2 we're going to make our increase in. There we go. Okay, so there's my neck edge increase, and then I'm back to do my next short row turn. There's the short row turn I just did. So this cord pin gets pulled off. It's no longer needed. And we do a short row turn in the stitch that is right in front of the next marker. So there it is right there, and we're off and running. So you see how that's done? Pretty simple. Alright, I'll do a little bit of this, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I have all my increased iteration started. I have both my raglan markers on, but look how pretty that is. That's just really pretty. I like that a lot. This is for my sister. This is her sweater, but that's really pretty. I like it a lot. Okay, I was going to tell you. When you get to here, when you've done all your work and you get to here, you're going to pick these up and you're going to do the Icord cast on, you know, the 6 or 12, 4, 6 or 12 or whatever you're doing for the center back. And then you're going to repeat your whatever you did on this side, you're going to repeat on that side. You're going to do your Icord, then you're going to come back and you're going to pick up. This is why we did, this is why we started in the middle. You're going to pick up your contrast and you're going to pick up all of those stitches all the way across, just exactly like we did here, and then you're going to repeat, and that's it. It's just really pretty. Okay.